Before I keep going, we ain't condoning no wrongdoing. You do a crime, you got to pay the penalty. That's just how it goes. But I don't know how y'all, well, I do know how y'all do it down here in Savannah. In Atlanta, or any other city in this nation, when there's a crime, you post the picture up if you choose to. So to make people aware, to embarrass the individual, or to end up catching them, correct? Well, let me tell you what I saw, Brother Francis.
Yes, sir.
When I stopped in there to get some gas, I see all these photos, but the photos have handwritten captions. And I don't mean handwritten by patrons. I mean by the actual store owner, or as he put it to us, his black employees. Picture one has an individual that you can tell maybe has some type of affliction. I've got a cousin, little cousin with Down syndrome. Had another cousin pass for muscular dystrophy. I know what afflictions look like. Well, how about handwritten on his picture, it said, retarded donkey boy. Oh, this is in y'all's hood, right across the street. Next picture had a lady that might be considered overweight. Had Jenny Craig, B-I-T-C-H. This is in y'all's hood. While we rallying for Moral Mondays right across the street, thinking you got people that you give your dollars to that don't respect you. So what did we do? We didn't just look at it. I said, Dr. Beasley. Dr. Beasley, you call him Ambassador Beasley, Dr. Beasley. You know, so you just got so much prestige, you get honorary titles. I said, man, can you please get out the vehicle for a minute and come see what I see? Not only are those pictures, please, another heavy set black dude, please don't stand outside up to nothing. P-H-A-T-B-I-T-C-H. That. Oh, this is your hood. On the side of the store, and if you think I'm lying, go look at it. There is not even a poster, a board made of wood that is propped up against the building that says, steal and screw with my livelihood. Don't quote me, but I'm almost correct. And you're going to end up behind bars. Got a picture of somebody that looks like this little man behind the bars. What kind of messages are y'all allowing people to send out here? Then we get the owner on the phone. Y'all don't mind if I tell the story, do you? This just happened 45 minutes ago. We get the owner on the phone. First of all, I asked the black attendant, man, does that bother you? Hey, man, it don't bother me. Well, if it don't bother you, then you got a problem because you're a representation of this store. Then I asked another brother that was waiting in line, hey, man, how does that make you feel? You know what he said? Man, you know how it is. No, I don't know how it is. Man, this ain't 1940, 30, 50, 60, or 70 for that matter. I was dropped off in the 70s. So no, for the 70s. If you continue being a scared nigga, they will continue to exploit you. They will continue to take your dollars. They will continue to talk to your children any kind of way. And then I got a little heated when I was in the store, I got to admit, because he wanted to undermine us. He wanted to say, oh, well, like I said, my black employees wrote this down. Hey, how about I just take the pictures down, if that's what you want, and I deal with them more harshly. I said, man, what the hell you think you're talking to? And it got heated. Then, I'm sorry, I didn't see her granddaughter standing there with her. But then we had one of us that had the nerve to get on me. And I said, sister, I'm standing up for us. Man, let me get off that. Hey, get the name. I already know it's 2100. The intersection, because we told the store owner we'd be back. Last point about the store owner, Tim. He couldn't book up on Dr. Beasley because he wanted to somewhat respect his elders. So he decided to try me. So he takes his key and goes to talking to me like this. And I said, man, if you don't get your blank finger out my face. So then we hip to the whole stand your ground, right? We're hip to that. So he got even more aggressive, putting his hands behind his back and then cursing at me, telling me to get off this property. I said, I will, and we'll be back. Let's make sure we back. Let's make sure we back. Everybody say, we'll go back. We'll go back. You can't stuff unchecked.
How far is the school from here?
Man, maybe 60 paces.
We're going back after this.
Maybe 60 paces.
We'll go back over there and tell them all of us to get out.
Let me tell you what I heard him mumble as we walked off. Man, these people coming from Atlanta thinking they know what they talking about. This just ain't from Atlanta. I heard Brother Tim say it's got to be a Georgia movement and not just an Atlanta movement. Anybody ever seen Politics Nation?
Yeah.
Reverend Sharpton, y'all seen Politics Nation? I'm the founder of Reverend Sharpton's National Action Network Southeastern Regional Headquarters down in Atlanta and former president, all right? Back in 06. Since then, Tim introduced me as SOS, which I've been fortunate enough to start up my own organization. SOS stands for Save Our Selves.
My hand wet.
I chose to be arrested. And on the day that I chose to be arrested, it wasn't a sexy day.
We're gonna keep switching.
It was a stormy, wintry mixed day. So it didn't get a lot of any pub in the media. But on the day that we decided to get arrested, we came and we took over a state senator's office. I mean, just took it over. I mean, that's our house. They just work there and represent us, but it's ours. Start teaching. I got a 20-year-old son and an 8-year-old son. Start teaching your children the true form of democracy. Not this watered down, backdoor dealing version. And that goes for some of our leaders also. I chose to go to jail on that day, and I'm going to wrap it up. I am the only founder, president in Reverend Sharpton's organization with a criminal record. In the year 2000, I became a political prisoner, shackled, cuffed, chained, and hoarded around the country. Because when you're doing federal time, they don't just keep you in one institution. I vowed that I would talk about the criminal activity that goes on all the way from the upward departure and enhancements of sentences of black and brown unfairly.
Yes. I see it every day.
The high restitutions and fines unfairly.
That's right. Jointly and severally.
And when you stand up, you get retaliated against. Commissary restriction, visitation restriction, phone denial.
Even from your lawyer.
Man, it's a whole nother world behind there. And it is so much corruption that goes on. And I know some are saying, hey, they're criminals. What are we worried about criminals for? Don't worry about the criminals. Worry about those that are sent there to uphold the law and to serve it and are breaking the rules just like the quote-unquote criminals. Worry about them. Last point. I think Moral Monday is an awesome coalition. It breaks any type of faith basis. It breaks any type of political allegiances or alliances. Moral Monday is supposed to stand for, back when my grandparents, and I'm 40 years old, so let's take it back. You know, good morals, good values. Let me just speak to my people for a second, Tim, if you don't mind, because right now, how are we going to sit up here and talk about Governor Deal, a corrupt system, when y'all gunning each other down and fighting each other over the most simplistic of issues? Tennis shoes and cell phones. You know how many of y'all young fellas, I'm going to talk to y'all youngsters right now. I got a lot of attorneys that are good friends of mine. You know y'all are doing 10 years in jail for robbing a joker and walking away with this cell phone. Young brother, is this cell phone worth 10 years in prison?
$200.
Young little man, is this cell phone worth 10 years away from your mama? Is it worth it? The system is set up to imprison 1 out of 3. 1, 2, little man be 3. One of y'all is going to prison. Did you know that? Well, we sit here in Atlanta and then everywhere on this Moral Monday trip, not the people that we talk to, not the ones that we're connected with. There's an old each one, teach one. Everybody say each one. Each one. Teach one. Teach one. Each one. Each one. Teach one. Teach one. You got to mean it. You got to care about it. You got to shut down foolishness and mess when it's in your face. That's a local issue. then connect with Brother Johnson, connect with Mr. Franzen, get plugged in to more national issues. Start being that true chain, links in the chain. Hey man, I'm sick of everybody talking about, and I'm going to say this, I don't mean any disrespect. I'm sick of people talking about Dr. Martin Luther King and Brother Malcolm X. I love them to death, but they gone. They are gone.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Brother Sharpton is a good friend of mine. He's getting a little older. Brother Beasley is a great friend of mine. But do you think they want to sit up here and keep having to be on the front lines? Man, if they ain't enough right now that should make you want to stand up, get up.
That's right.
There's something wrong with you.
That's right.
Forward together, not one step back. Forward together, not one step back. Forward together, not one step back. Forward together, not one step back.